In this video, we're going to go over what a DiamondGlow is, the pros and cons, and how I rate this treatment. By the end of this video, you should have all the information you need to decide whether it's worth your time and money. So let's start with, what is it? DiamondGlow treatments are just basically a form of microdermabrasion, which is essentially just a method of scratching that dead skin off. You might hear them referred to as like medical grade facials, which sounds super fancy, but it basically just means the exfoliation portion of the facial is done with a specific machine. And you have to be a physician in order to purchase this machine. So DiamondGlow basically is a brand name microdermabrasion, kind of like Kleenex is to tissue. And it refers to a machine owned by a company called Allergan, the same company behind Botox and Juvederm. It used to be called the Silk Peel, so if you've heard of Silk Peel, it is the same thing, but it was just rebranded in 2019 when Allergan had renamed it after they acquired this technology from NV Medical. So now that you know that DiamondGlow is just a brand name form of microdermabrasion, let's talk about what the machine actually does. The marketing materials sound really fancy. You'll hear it exfoliates and extracts and infuses, and that all sounds great, but like, what does that actually mean? I'm going to break it down for you. The exfoliation comes from this coarse tipped handpiece that glides across your skin and essentially scrapes off the dead skin. So there are several different tips that a provider can choose from, and depending on your skin's current condition and the sensitivity level, they'll pick the appropriate ones. And then for acne treatments, there are some different levels of like stiffness of these brush tips. Okay, so that covers the exfoliation portion. The extraction element comes from the suction that the wand produces. And the intensity of this suction is adjustable, and a skilled provider will know, how to ensure the right amount of suction is used. But this is, mainly designed to pull the dead skin away as well as just pull some of the oil and debris out of the pores, and being careful not to leave hickeys all over the skin from too much suction. A lot of people do think that this will actually suck a whole blackhead out of your pore. It's not that strong. So no, it will not do that. So it does leave your pores looking a little bit more clean, although it's not pulling them out like a root or like a Bure strip ad. Let's move on to the third claim, which is that it infuses. So what they mean by that is that while this thing is gliding across your skin and exfoliating the dead skin, it's also laying down a layer of a concentrated serum. And there are 5 different serums that can be used depending on the skin's needs. These are all Skin Medica products. Let's start with vitamin C, or ascorbic acid. It's an antioxidant. It helps protect the skin from free radicals. It helps sort of preserve the skin. Think of like an apple, when you cut an apple and then the open portion of that apple starts to turn brown from oxidation. And if you soak that apple slice in lemon water, it prevents that from happening. It's it's not exactly the same with skin, but it's sort of the same idea. Think of SPF as protecting you from the sun, and then your antioxidant like vitamin C protecting you from everything else. The next solution is TNS, and that stands for tissue nutrient solution. It does contain growth factor, which helps with healing. I think of growth factor as when we say electrolytes, you drink something chock full of electrolytes after exercise, because it does contain a multitude of things that your body needs in order to repair those muscles. Growth factor can kind of be thought of in a similar way in what it does for your skin. So it's just kind of like a nice multivitamin for your skin and helps it heal. There's another serum, HA5. So HA stands for hyaluronic acid. There are 5 different kinds of hyaluronic acid in this serum. HA is a humectant, meaning that it loves water. It holds on to water. It can hold 1,000 times its weight in water. And then this particular serum has different molecular sizes of all the different hyaluronic acids in it. So some of them sit deeper in your skin and kind of pull moisture from inside your body. And then some of it sits more superficially and can pull water from the environment. It's good for dehydrated skin. It kind of gives you a little plumping effect. Okay, so the fourth option we're going to talk about is the skin brightening serum. This does help lighten pigment caused by sun damage and aging. It has tranexamic acid and niacinamide in it, so it can also help with people who have a condition called melasma. If you have it, you know that word. Tranexamic acid is known to be kind of a skin brightener. It can lighten the pigment that's already there, but it also does go down deeper, and it can affect those melanocytes that produce melanin. It'll kind of slow down the production in those areas so that they won't come back as quickly when you're exposed to the sun. And then lastly, there's the pore purifying solution. This has salicylic acid in it. So this is for acne patients. This helps to dry out oily skin, dissolve oil and debris that might be clogging those pores. Salicylic acid is sometimes referred to as Drano for the pores by estheticians. I don't think it's quite, that effective, but you get the idea. Next, we're going to go over what does a DiamondGlow typically cost. Of course, this is going to range, but somewhere around $250 is the norm or the median range. Some places might charge like closer to $150, some $350, depending on what city you're in or the add-ons that the treatment can come with, but somewhere around that. Now, what to expect during the treatment. During the treatment, you can expect to have your face washed. There might be a steamer or a warm towel placed on your face just to help open up the pores and soften the skin. Then starts the exfoliation portion, which is the DiamondGlow machine. This part should not really hurt, but it can feel scratchy. So it sort of feels like a cat's tongue licking you, or if you're not a fan of cats and have no idea what that means, think of like a very fine grit sandpaper gently gliding across your skin from the center of your face outward so that your lymphatic fluid drains properly. And every inch of your face should be treated, really except for your eyelids. If extractions are needed, this is usually done after that first or second pass, and those actually can hurt, but they're worth it. Sometimes that's the only way that you can get like the stuff out of the clogged pores. So after this part is complete, we put a mask on your skin to calm it down, maybe some serums before the moisturizer, and then SPF on top. Or there might be some massage elements or other bells and whistles included with this treatment, but sometimes not. Sometimes it's more clinical. 45 minutes to an hour is about the time it takes from beginning to end if you are doing a cleanse and a mask and things of that nature. The actual DiamondGlow portion, the exfoliation portion, is around 20 minutes. What to expect after the treatment? There isn't supposed to be very much downtime after this treatment. Usually you can expect to leave with like maybe slightly pink skin because, again, the surface has been scratched, but that usually does go away within an hour or so. Now this does depend on how sensitive your skin is, and of course if you've had extractions done during the treatment, there can be a little more redness or downtime based on those elements. And it also depends on if you had underlying acne and if you're getting these done as an acne treatment, because DiamondGlows can make acne look a little worse at first. You have to remember that this is forcing everything hiding underneath in the deeper layers of your skin to come to the surface. That's called cell turnover. We're kind of taking off that, top layer of dead skin, forcing those new cells to the surface quicker. So if there is acne that hasn't quite come to the surface yet, it can pull that out and cause the skin to purge. It's not making your skin worse. It's just taking what was already there and pulling it out to the surface, like cleaning under your bed. Like if you've got socks and things like stored under your bed and you're cleaning your room, you pull it all out first. It's not making your room dirtier. It's just kind of bringing it all out into the light. So downtime will really just kind of depend on the condition your skin was in beforehand. But it's safe to say that if you don't have overly sensitive skin and are just coming in for like an anti-aging routine or to freshen up before an event, and you don't have acne, you will look your best a few hours after the treatment, and that'll last maybe like a week or so. Let's go through the pros and cons. So pros. Number one, these feel good. Like I mentioned, the treatments usually include a warm towel, a face massage, some other maybe pampering type activities, a mask, and they can last about an hour. So that part's kind of fun. Number two, they can leave your skin feeling clean and refreshed. You can even see the dead skin cells that come off of your skin. They're left behind in kind of this waste jar afterwards. So if you're gross like me, you can ask to see that after your treatment. It can be pretty satisfying to like see what came off of your skin. And then, you know, that dead skin is gone, leaving you less gray looking, more healthy looking. And then, you know, number three, I'd say these don't break the bank. All in all, and when you look at all the cosmetic services there are out there, this is on the lower cost side. They're much less expensive than a lot of the other medical procedures. They're low risk. They have essentially no downtime besides your skin being a little pink for an hour or two right after. Although you do always want to try something well in advance of a big event. You don't want to do your first DiamondGlow ever right before you get married. You want to know what to expect, how your skin's going to react to the serums, and you want to make sure you don't have any allergic or adverse reactions to the abrasion itself or, you know, anything like that. The exception to that no downtime claim is with those acne treatments. So for patients with active acne, this treatment can actually make things look worse before they get better. Cons. Let's go over some of the cons. And I will be honest with you, that's kind of my thing. The glowy effect that you get from these DiamondGlows is pretty short term. You might feel like your skin is brighter for a week or so, but after that dead skin builds up again because your cell turnover has slowed down since the day you were born, and it will continue to as you get into your 30s and 40s, you'll build up some dead skin again. And aging continues to run its course, so you'll look pretty much the same after like a week or two after this treatment. And you can't do these treatments every week or two. You have to wait a month in order for it to not damage your skin. So the company claims that the treatments over time can help lighten pigment, reverse aging, and make these bigger changes, but I personally have not really seen that happen. Even in the clinical trial before and after pictures, the results really are pretty minimal, and that is with a lot of treatments over many, many months. So what would I rate DiamondGlows? Honestly, as an anti-aging or party prep treatment, I give this a 1 out of 5. I think that the marketing department has done a great job of creating hype and making big claims on what it can do, but at the end of the day, I think you can get a pretty similar outcome from just like a regular facial. I don't know, maybe unpopular opinion here, but claims are pretty high and the outcome is pretty low. So you might be kind of disappointed that you overpaid for a treatment and you could have gotten like more pampering for less money at a regular spa. One caveat, of course, you do want to find a place that will use good products and stuff that doesn't irritate your skin. But if you do find that, you can get just as much, if not more, I think, out of a regular facial. And if you're looking to move the needle on getting rid of wrinkles and sun damage, I think there are better treatments out there that can do so faster and with less visits. So now, as an acne treatment, I give it a slightly higher rating, a 2 out of 5. It's slightly higher because I do think that the exfoliation you get with this DiamondGlow machine is a little more intense than what you can get with just products by themselves. But a good facial with good products can get darn close and will probably be half the price. So 2 out of 5 stars still seems pretty appropriate to me. Who would I recommend this for? I would recommend this for acne patients who don't like massage type facials. And believe me, there are a lot of teenagers with acne who really kind of don't like to be touched, don't like that frou-frou facial facial massage. So for people who prefer to keep it clinical, I think these could be great, as long as you don't mind paying a higher price point to do that. Who else do I recommend these for? Basically anyone who are in the following scenarios but don't mind paying extra for a little bit more exfoliation. So anyone getting ready for a big event, like a wedding or a reunion where they want to look their best. People who are looking to use this as a pre and post procedure exfoliation to get the dead skin off. But you can also just do that with a spa facial. So I don't recommend these to anyone looking to make a really big difference in their skin in terms of wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, or other signs of aging. These just really don't move the needle that fast. And there are better treatments out there that will make a bigger impact with less visits. So if your expectations are to be using these as an anti-aging treatment and you want to see big results, this kind of ain't it. All things considered, cost, pain level, downtime, results, I would put this in the low to medium cost, low results category. I think there's a lot of marketing and hype around DiamondGlows, but a nice spa facial with a good provider and some quality products can give you pretty much the same results. But everyone is different and the choice is really yours. It's your skin. So hopefully this video provides you with all the information that you need to decide for yourself. So I do want to hear if your rating of DiamondGlow facials is different than mine. Tell me if you agree, tell me if you disagree. I'm sure you will. Let's hash it out. All right, thanks for listening.